You just have to act as if. That's how I've lived my whole life. You know that, right?
Keep going.
I act as if I know how to do a thing.
Yeah.
And then I just do the thing.
Boss.
Welcome to Boss Bitch Radio. We are doing a live Zoom recording, an Instagram recording, and a podcast recording. So you can find this on YouTube if you want to watch this while you're doing cardio. Or Instagram.
Or Instagram.
We're talking about gymtimidation. My boobies are intimidating today.
A little bit, yeah.
They're
I'm
aggressive.
all covered up. It's fine.
I felt like my shirt was too skin tony.
Today at the gym?
Yeah, it was very skin tony.
Did everybody think you were naked?
Yes.
I have these pair of pants that are like really skin tone.
Flesh tone.
And I love wearing them.
Why?
Because they're like a whole spectacle.
We are the opposite of gymtimidation or gym anxiety.
But let's be honest,
But
we had to grow.
Yes.
We had to grow there. Okay.
We had to grow there.
My first day in the gym, I literally had my head down, walked my ass to a treadmill, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I walked my ass back out. The only reason I ever got into weightlifting is because I had a trainer come up to me and ask me, boop, boop, you want to do a training session?
Yeah.
If it's for free, it's for me. Let's try it. Okay. Little glitter pants at 280 pounds, trying to do all these crazy things. And I got really lucky, got a really great trainer, and he helped me fall in love with weightlifting.
I love that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about why this is important. So today we're going to be talking about gymtimidation, gym anxiety, essentially like why we're afraid, some things that you can do to kind of own your space when you're in the gym. I know that sounds really weird, but we'll talk about that. Finding your tribe if you feel like you need a support system or accountability. I know, right? Diving into, a lot of us are worried about like what we look like when we're at the gym. So we're going to touch on that a little bit. And then really our strategy in how this all unfolds, which is a lot of you just build the confidence by doing the scary things, AKA fake it till you make it, be it till you see it, right?
AKA fuck your feelings.
Fuck your feelings. Just do the damn thing anyways. So let's dive in. We're going to start with the reason why this is important. Why is it important?
Why it's important?
Yeah.
Wait, what's important? Gymtimidation?
To conquer your gym anxieties and fears and gymtimidation.
Because you got to be able to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if anything, for health reasons, right? A body in motion stays in motion. If you are like one of these people that at least goes to the gym, let's say 3 times a week, you're going to live much longer than somebody else that doesn't go to the gym at all.
Yes. So that's one reason. It's important because if you are wanting to achieve specific body goals, okay, so let's say, yes, we realize the health thing, but people will just be like, well, I'm just going to get on the elliptical or the treadmill. That's a safe space, which is great. But if you want to expand your horizons, change the shape of your body, do some different shit, that's going to require you to step outside of said comfort zone and do things that are scary.
Yeah.
So the magic or the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, which is your goal physique, is going to require you to get uncomfortable and do some things differently than you have been, right? It's like the definition of insanity is repeating the same things over and over and expecting a different result. So if you want some things to change, you're going to have to change your training and your program.
I think a lot of people, they just think, oh, I need to lose weight. But in reality, what they're really trying to do is they want to find their other goal body. Now, a couple of things though. You have to be realistic, okay? Don't be like, hey, Mrs. Jones, I'm 50 years old and I weigh 200 pounds, but I want to look like somebody else. Okay, I couldn't think of a name.
She's pointing at me.
Maybe her.
Me.
Maybe you want to look like her. And she's 10 years younger than you. She's been doing this for umpteen years and it's going to take some time. Yes. Also, it may not even be a realistic body goal for you to have. So we want to really make sure that you're honing in on what you actually want that is attainable.
Yes. And also thinking about like, what are some of the reasons why people are scared to go into the gym? Like, what were some of your reasons? Okay, so let's just say though, I want to reframe that. Okay, the gym, I think most people can find a comfortable spot with doing cardio, right? You just pop on a machine, push buttons, boo, 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 and you're just in your little bubble.
Put your phone.
So stepping outside your comfort zone, we're going to talk specifically about training, the weight room, resistance training, right? Dumbbells, machines, those kinds of things. What are some like reasons that people are intimidated?
It's scary. There's lots of people in there and I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
There's men. Ooh. Scary men. They're going to be looking at my butt. You know.
You guys go ahead and tell us reasons why too, as we're talking about this.
Yeah.
Literally men just being there. I feel that. That's why she created Venus.
Yes.
No penis at Venus, so it's all ladies.
Yes. And I feel that, right? Because back in the day, that was my thing too. My first foray into the weight room outside of PE in high school, where you're like all wearing these baggy ass PE shirts and matching ugly shorts, right? Was in the weight room where I'm like, tied a sweatshirt around my waist and things like that. So feel free to let us know in the comments
it's blowing up.
If you're watching on YouTube, I would love to know, or in the comments, right? Someone else says no training plan. So not knowing what you're doing.
At you.
People are staring.
Yeah, we're missing them.
In a normal gym, I struggle with thinking people are going to think I'm an idiot for not knowing how to use a machine.
Read the machine.
Yes.
We do it all the time.
Looking at you like you don't know what you're doing, and boys, LOL.
Actually, I have a really good story from this weekend at the gym when me and Alicia, so Ish to Beast, also quote unquote sister.
Is this what prompted you to want to do this topic?
No, but
because you were on the plane, like
doing all my little notes,
ferociously typing notes on your phone, and I glanced over, and I'm like, she's writing podcast notes. I love this right now.
I was working from the air. No, so we wanted to do sissy squats, right? And we have one of those little contraptions at our gym, and we love them, but we don't get to use it very often, especially me, because I don't usually train at the studio. But we found one, and I wanted you to try it because I have a little joke about it. But so we found a sissy squat machine and I tried to get in it and I was like, something's wrong here. Like it doesn't feel right. Right. And I honestly don't even know if I did it right. I was thinking might have needed to stand the other way.
Oh.
But so I was like, do. And then I went and found it and I didn't figure out how to use it. And so then I'm like waving. I'm like, sister, I don't know.
Yeah.
Help me, right? And so she came over and she tried to do it and she was still feeling weird about it. And then we were just like, our calves are too big for this. So we were going to probably make you try it, but we never got to
They're throwing shade on my little calves. That's lovely.
We never got that far.
It's fine. So I have a great personality. It makes up for my lacking calves.
Keep wearing heels so they look good. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah. So we have established a comfortability with looking stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
And I think that the sooner, at least in my opinion, the sooner that you can be okay with not knowing the things and just like, I'm going to look stupid for 5 minutes and ask yourself rationally, what is the worst thing that's going to happen?
Nothing. Right? That person is not even going to remember you being an idiot. They might tell their friend later, but still, it's not going to last very long in their brain. You're not nothing.
No. And I think if we can reframe our thoughts about learning new things, right? Like, for example, when you got into a car for the first time, right? Like you go to drive and nothing feels automatic, right? Your brain is having to really think to go like, oh, am I gassing? Am I braking? Where do I look?
What
I
if there's a clutch?
Right? Oh, that's even worse. Forget it. When you go into the gym, it's disorienting. Naturally so. You should not know how to do those things, right? Because you've never done them.
Yeah.
And the only way that you're going to get better at doing those things is if you practice, fail, course correct, repeat, right? Rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
For those of you that have children, and this is the thing that I want to really hit home for everybody, is when you have children, at least the way that I parent, is if they struggle with something, you can't just do all the things for them, right? Or else they'll be insufficient adults and they'll be living with you till they're 45. All right. So you give them some instructions, some guidance, and you're constantly re-steering them and showing them navigating the way, right? If your kid comes to you and is like, well, I don't want to do that thing because it's new and scary, as a parent, you're going to go,
too bad.
Too bad. This is how we grow and learn. And it's just as adults, because we don't have a parent that's like, do the thing. You're like, fuck that. I'm just not going to do it because I don't want to feel stupid or look stupid. But if you think back to being a teenager or a child, you had to do those things. And imagine if you did not, right?
You would not be driving a car right now.
So
you'd be taking the bus.
You really have to think about the fact that everybody in that weight room who looks like they know what they're doing also did not know what they were doing at one time. Nobody was born spit out of the womb, including Arnold Schwarzenegger,
doing bicep curls,
knowing how to use a leg press machine. Generally they probably tinkered around and figured it out on their own, or they hired a trainer, right? Which Amanda did early on.
Yes.
And had that initial boost of like confidence and feeling secure. Like a lot of our clients now can go to the gym and do this shit on their own.
Case in point right here, this comment, training at Venus has helped my confidence though.
Yeah. And even if like at Venus, you're comfortable there, it's all women, the environment, the trainers, it's the camaraderie, all that stuff, you are still armed with a baseline level of knowledge should you want to venture out. And your confidence level is probably a lot higher than when you started out by yourself. Right?
Yeah.
Like you're like, okay, I could do this. I know how to use a leg extension. I know how to, like you could piecemeal something together and like create a great workout.
Yeah. I honestly, for women that have never been in the gym or if they're very, very new, I'm like, just do the thing. Or say you're having a hiatus and you're having a hard time getting to the gym. Go there and just do the things that you are comfortable with in the beginning.
Yes.
Like baby steps, right?
Yes.
Maybe the treadmill is the first thing, right? But when you start getting into the weights, the machines are going to be probably your next step.
Yes.
Before you start grabbing dumbbells and getting under a bar and getting in a Smith machine and all of those quote unquote exciting exercises.
Right. And one thing too, like our Instagram, and she's actually a client of mine, Audrey says, is she loves when somebody's new at the gym and she's able to like share her love of fitness and her passion behind it. And that's exactly why we do what we do. Right. And there's so many times at the gym where her and I will be there and we're like, we see somebody doing something wrong and we don't want to like overstep and kind of get nosy and be like, oh, you're not doing that right. Let me show you how to do it right. But if I see someone who's generally looks a little lost and confused, I come over, I'm very nice about it. I don't have my resting bitch face on. And I'm like, oh, hey, let me help you real quick. Okay, great. Perfect. We've done that so many times at the gym.
Oh yeah. I honestly, like when somebody looks like they don't know what they're doing, I kind of wait for them to kind of glance in my direction.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, you need help?
Yeah.
I help you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you just know like people who know what they're doing in the gym are really not that scary.
No.
A lot of people are just in their head. They're in their headphones. The gym is a sacred space for a lot of people. I would say for me personally, it's a place where a lot of like my stress is relieved, my demons are fought, my creativity is sparked. It is a place where all of that is stewed up because I'm stuck with myself and my thoughts for 1 to 2 hours and I have to work through that shit.
Yeah.
So when you see people, they're just doing their thing, you can't take shit personal that way. Okay. The second thing, owning your space in the gym. Women are typically scared to just walk all up in there and own the weight room, right?
Yeah.
Still to this day, right? We went to the Dragon's Lair in Vegas, which by the way, great gym to train at if you love to train. And it is a bodybuilder's gym. No question about it. It's not to say that there aren't some people who do CrossFit or powerlifting, but classically it is owned by Flex Lewis, who is an IFBB pro. He's an Olympian. Like it is literally a bodybuilder's gym. And we walk in there and like in our gym, we're like the buff girls who know what the fuck we're doing. Over there, we're just like every other girl that's in there. Right.
Yes.
So it can be intimidating, but I don't let that change in space and change of an equipment affect my ability to like be okay with looking stupid or like, where's this thing or where am I going to do this exercise? Am I getting in somebody's way? You just have to act as if. That's how I've lived my whole life. You know that, right?
Keep going.
I act as if I know how to do a thing.
Yeah.
And then I just do the thing. Or I study to learn how to do the thing better.
Yeah.
Just 5 steps ahead of everyone else.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
That's how you do everything. Act as if.
I think, another thing too is like find a space that you're comfortable in. So if you're like super new, don't get super fancy. Don't get this giant workout plan that you got off the internet from some crazy influencer and try and do all the things on the first day. Like our gym right now, it has like a little upstairs area that has like a few things in it. I think that would be a great spot for somebody that's a newbie to kind of go up and like take up space. The more you get comfortable there, the more you're going to want to like venture out into the actual like big weight room. And then, there's all kinds of ways that you can kind of like do a lot of things with one cable, one dumbbell, all of that. So just kind of getting in there, getting comfortable, and then really like owning your space.
Yes. And to that, kind of to piggyback on that is don't be afraid to ask people, like if you need to use a specific machine and you want to use a certain thing, right? Like the other day you had to, we have certain exercises we want, there's a non-negotiable. We're not going to leave the gym until this particular exercise is done. Okay. Yes. And that's typically things like hip thrusts, leg press, all the big compound movements that are going to make the biggest impact on your physique, right? Because they are bigger muscle groups. If those things are occupied, we don't just go like, oh, darn it, can't use that machine today. Looks like it's being occupied. No, we go over, we wait politely. There's gym etiquette too, which is important. Okay. We wait politely until someone has finished their set.
Yeah.
And then we try to make eye contact and we just, hey, how many sets do you have left? Right? Like, I'm not aggressive. I'm like, how long you got here? Like, I'm not a dick about it. And, I'll just say, I'm just going to set my stuff here just so I can claim it before someone swoops. Is that okay?
Monica said that the other morning when we were in the gym too. I was talking to her about this actually.
Yeah. So don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Okay. Most guys are more than willing to be like, hey, no worries. It's all you. Like, I've got 2 sets. I'll hurry. Yeah. They're super accommodating. And if you just smile and, you don't have to smile, but just be polite,
I think another thing goes to show too is like when you do have a plan, right? Because this is basically on our plan. So we need to be doing that. If something is super busy and it's like, they just started their first set, you're going to have to modify and like move to the next exercise and then maybe kind of come back and circle back to the other one, right? Find alternatives. Have a plan of attack, which is going to make you feel more comfortable. And then, more or less, just get in there and ask. Don't be afraid. Everybody makes fun of me because I'm literally like, hi, I'm Amanda all the time, right? And I've been doing this for a long, long time. Even before I've known you.
That's just
it's my thing. And everybody's always kind of made fun of me for it. But it makes an impact and people think I'm nice and then they want to talk to me.
They
it's
do
great.
think you're nice.
I know. That's why I said that.
Yeah. So don't, just hi, introduce yourself. You don't have to do that either. It's like,
oh no, I'm just saying in general for other things.
It's really just a matter of like, just knowing that people are not that scary. Please do not give people in the gym don't put them on some kind of pedestal that they're better than you because they know how to weight train and you don't, right? That's like saying if you're an accountant and I walked into your office, you're going to judge me for not knowing how to do accounting.
Right.
Like, why would I know that? That's your specialty. That's the thing you do. So of course I'm going to feel like stupid, to not know how to do those things. So it's just kind of like you can't, they're not going to expect you to know the things. I don't expect as an IFBB pro that like everybody who walks in the gym is going to know exactly how to do the things. I've been doing them for almost 20 years. So don't be scared.
No.
Don't be scared. Okay. Another way to sort of work through gymtimidation and gym anxiety is finding people, like-minded people, finding your tribe, that kind of a thing. Supportive community is also very helpful. A lot of like boutique gyms, boutique studios are great places to start if your budget allows that. And even if you can just toy with getting in one session a week.
Yeah.
And just getting past that fear of like learning how to weight train and not knowing how to do the thing by yourself and just getting somebody to educate you is super important.
I think too about like, this is going to sound so silly, but finding your tribe, right? Like we love our ladies. We love Venus. That is their tribe. That's what we've built for them. And it's amazing, amazing spot. But we work out at like a regular ass gym. I'm going to still think that those people are kind of our tribe.
Yeah, I was there yesterday.
We see the same people.
5 different people said hi to me. I was in a mood and I wasn't like mad at anybody at the gym. I was just like in a hat. I did not want to talk to anybody. That was the day I didn't want to talk to anybody. And 5 different people came up to me and I was very nice to them. But I was just like, I don't want to be fake today. But yes, it is definitely, we have a little in shape Floyd tribe there. We have some friends, like people that we see all the time.
Yeah, we see them all the time. We say hi. We say what's up. I ran into green shirt guy today and he's like, where you been? And I was like, busy.
Our gym boyfriends, they just like, they have weird random names because we don't really like.
We don't know their names.
We just kind of in
it's
passing.
Like a hey, hi,
yes.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Maybe a fist bump every once in a while.
Some other things to do, if you want to dip your toes in, and this is how honestly that I got started with weight training in general was outside of like PE when I very first started it as an adult. I did things like jazzercise, right? So I had my little jazzercise community. I did step aerobics and I had that little group class people that I would see all the time. And then my next foray into weight training was doing body pump.
Body pump, yeah.
And I did body pump for years at what used to be Gold's Gym here in town. And then that was like a whole little body pump cult, right?
Yeah.
And so then I'd see those ladies and they'd be going out to the weight room. And I'm like, what's going on over there? Right? Like, what are they doing? I thought they just did this thing, right? Mm-hmm. But they did weight training also. So it's a good way to like find like-minded people or friends. It's also helpful if you bring a friend with you, like obviously we have each other. Workout buddies can help it feel less intimidating. You can support each other and feel comfortable and go together. And it's just easier when you have a cohort, right? Like even by myself today, or whenever I go to the gym by myself, I feel weird without you there.
I don't love it.
I get it done and it's fine.
I had to go. I didn't have to, but I did have to. I have to go to a class to get my cardio in when you're not there. Yeah. And I was so glad that Kaylin was at the Stairmaster today.
Oh, I love that.
And I was like, fuck yeah. And then we talked for like 20 minutes, which was great. And then, I had like 10 minutes left and it went by really fast. So, I mean, yes, having a friend is great there, but when you're not there, it's like, meh.
Yeah. Okay. Next thing that's also a concern is your wardrobe, right? Yeah. And worrying about you need to have the right clothes and like it does not need to be a fashion show.
No.
Okay. It's not a runway. You don't have to look a type of way. You don't have to be all done up and like makeuped up and all the things. Yes, there are some girls that do that. And if that's you, great. If that makes you feel good and you want to like rock that, probably 10 years ago, I used to talk shit on that, right? I used to be like, what the fuck? These bitches coming in full face of makeup. They aren't working hard enough, blah, 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 blah. Okay, whatever. That was judgy me 10 years ago. I don't feel that way.
We've grown.
If you want to do your full face of makeup because it makes you feel good and you'll feel more confident, fantastic.
I'm going to ask you how to teach me how to do that later so I can do it too.
But if not, don't make that the reason that's stopping you. I want to call bullshit and say that's an excuse for you to not get into the gym or go to the weight room or do all the things. Right?
Yeah. I mean, in reality, right, it's definitely not a fashion show. I think something to be very, very important when you go, be in comfortable clothes.
Yes.
Something that you feel comfortable in. If you feel uncomfortable, like I know that you have like good leggings and like shitty leggings.
For sure.
Right? The ones that are like rolling and like sliding. I've got like a good pile and I got my, we need to do laundry pile.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So be comfortable. I mean, if it's laundry day, that is not a reason for you not to go to the gym. But,
yeah,
like if something's rolling, oh man, that is the worst.
Yeah. So pick out, something else too is just as a female, and if you're a menstruating female, like make sure I have 18 pairs of black pants for a reason because at the gym, when it's period time, that's one last thing I want to worry about, right? No. Like, oh shit, am I spotting? Am I leaking? Like, because that's a thing. Let's be real, just being honest.
Happened.
And if it's a lower body day and you want to make sure you're not feeling like insecure about whether your pants are see-through, do the squat check, make sure that you're wearing the right workout pants for that.
I have certain pants that I don't wear on leg days. And then I go and I stretch at the studio and I'm like, whoop, there it is. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to do that.
Right. Like, we don't care at the studio. We don't give two fucks about any of the shit.
Which is basically about find your tribe.
Like, we care, but like, we don't care what the fuck you're wearing.
No.
You know, our thing at Venus is mostly like, we want your goal to feel confident in your body, whatever that looks like, whatever shape, size, weight, height, round, circle, square, rectangle. We want you to feel comfortable. And part of that is we want you to embrace your body in all shapes and sizes. So we will oftentimes be like, when are you going to wear a tank top?
Oh my gosh.
Right?
So many times.
Because a lot of times when women start, they come in really large, oversized t-shirts. And that's great because we want you to feel comfortable. We don't want you to feel any type of way when you come in. But as you build confidence in the studio, you get stronger, your mind gets stronger, your body gets stronger. We want you to embrace your body and push you to step outside your comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, we never force you. It's not like a prerequisite, but we will be like, girl, your arms, come on, let's go. Where's the gun show?
We do force a little bit. It's like a poke.
we just poke at you.
Boop, boop.
And then we can't get you to stop looking at yourself in the mirror. And like, we fucking love it. It's great.
That's exactly what we're here for.
It's exactly what we're here for.
It.
Okay. Next one, and we talked about that in the beginning, was faking it till you make it.
Oh, yes.
Right? We do that with a lot. Fake it till you make it.
I do. I fake it till I make everything.
I prefer the term be it until you see it, right? Like,
be it and see it.
Be it till you see it, or act as if. If I was someone who weight trained 5 times a week, 4 or 5 times a week, and I knew what I was doing, I need to act like that. What would that person do? They would act in spite of fear.
Correct.
Right? They would go do the things even if they were scared. That's what I keep doing every fucking day. Just do shit that's scary, and then other shit is less scary. I'm doing some crazy ass shit right now that I can't even believe I'm doing. And there's, and it just makes everything else seem less scary.
Not as scary.
Right? Like, it just increases your confidence. Good posture helps. You
better have good posture or else your form is going to stink.
Right.
Don't
good
be
posture,
doing that.
Eye contact, not being afraid to, make eye contact with females, males across the board.
Whenever that happens.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever that happens, just smile.
Yeah.
I mean, you may not be in like a good mood, but like you could like perk the sides up of your mouth and like just be like, oh, sorry.
Yes.
Because in reality, we're all just trying to catch our breath.
We are trying to catch
our breath. And
you're
like looking at the ceiling like.
Yeah. We're resting between sets. We're trying to figure out what our next move is based on what else is going on around in the gym.
Yeah.
Like what our next exercise is going to be. So super important for you to act as if. Some other things, just some other little random tips and some ways to help you overcome gymtimidation and some different strategies. Just start small and build up gradually. You don't need to do everything in one day, right?
No, please don't.
You don't need to just go and hammer all the leg exercises in one day.
If you're new, 3 to 4 exercises, 3 sets, 15 reps.
Yeah.
Try it out. See what you think. It could be that simple. I feel like we get really wrapped up in like doing a plan and hitting all the things the right way when it doesn't really matter. The only person that knows is you.
Exactly.
You're the only one that knows.
Exactly. Another thing too, which would seem like common sense, but a lot of people don't really think about it too much because they just want to go in and do whatever, is going into the gym a little prepared, right? Educate yourself.
Please.
Right? And it does not mean you need to read a full like personal training like dissertation on every single like anatomy and the outcomes and exactly the perfect program, the perfect plan. If you keep waiting for the perfect program and the perfect plan and the sun, the moon, the stars to align and there to be nobody in the gym and you're the only girl, like you're never going to train.
No, never.
Okay. So pick, like she said, a few exercises. We've talked about this before. Look them up on YouTube's. Okay.
There's literally like 2-minute videos. Take you 6 minutes to figure out what exercises you're doing. have somebody on the YouTubies, the University of YouTube, show you how to do it and then execute. And then even if you're not sure, you can always go back and watch the video. Another thing, which I know newbies are not going to do, but I encourage you.
She's throwing shade.
I encourage you to film yourself.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I know.
That's a tough one.
I know. I'm thinking like get a little bit comfortable, but then the thing is you're never going to know, especially if you train alone, if your form is good unless you have a video. I was by myself the other day and I was sad because you weren't there.
Oh, so did you record yourself?
Only one exercise because it was a new. I was doing the 1.5 on the hack squat.
Oh.
And I was like, I cannot tell how far I'm getting up. I don't know how far I'm getting down.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like propped my phone up on the weight rack and like tried to like.
Yeah, it's a whole situation.
Thing, which is really funny because I have a tripod in my backpack.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I know. Yeah. So just going in prepared, if you feel like maybe you have a personal trainer friend or something and you like, hey, am I doing this right? Like send them some videos. That's always great too.
OMG. Speaking of personal trainer friend, my daughter asked me if I would show her and her friend how to do some exercises.
That's great.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should make them train with us one day.
Well, they belong to Floyd.
Okay. Well, more on educating yourself. Another thing to consider too is hiring a personal trainer who writes training programs that you can tell them like, hey, I'm super new. I don't want to be intimidated. Just, can you make me something that's 2 days a week for right now? I'll pay you, just spell it out for me. So when I go in the gym, I know exactly what to do and I just can get in and get out. And that also alleviates a little bit of anxiety of like, I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do with my hands? I just go in there. I don't know. Should I be doing this thing? Should I not be doing this thing?
We don't go in there without a plan. We would be chicken heads if we did that.
Yeah.
Remember when we were being chicken heads and we were running around being crazy?
Yeah. And we were doing everything.
All of the things.
Okay. Another thing is knowing why you're going to the gym is super helpful, but I don't want that to trip you up from getting your ass in the weight room, right? Just get in and start. Yeah. But something else that's incredibly helpful is knowing what you want your outcome to be, your goals. Maybe it's just like, I want to feel better. I have, my legs are weak, my upper body, I've lost some weight and things are not, as tight as they used to be, whatever. But if you can have a goal, this is going to be your reason, your why that you're getting your ass in the gym.
I've had a couple of girls in the studio say that they want to get their pull-ups.
Yes.
And I'm like, great, love that. That's a perfect goal.
Right. Is it strength? Is it weight loss? Is it overall health? Is it
maybe you just
stress relief?
Maybe you want to be able to walk up the stairs better.
Yeah. And
without
it
going
a multitude. Yeah. It could be a multitude of things. But I think that the more with goal setting in specific, like we're going to be doing this with our clients on Sunday. We already did it at the beginning of the year. We are revisiting their goals on a Zoom call. We do this once a month, every Sunday with our members and our nutrition clients and our coaching clients. It's like, we're going to revisit the goals we set in January and we're going to talk about those. And the more specific that you can get with a goal, the better outcome you're going to have because your brain is going to reverse engineer that and work you towards the steps that need to happen to get there. So just saying I need to lose weight is just a shitty goal.
Yeah.
I need to lose 10 pounds is great, but it could be better, right?
Yeah.
I need to lose 10 pounds by this day.
So be specific.
Yes.
Be specific. Get nitty gritty.
Yes.
Okay. Don't just be like, I'm going to just go do this. One thing that I really think is a great way to do is say, I want to take 2 spin classes and a body pump class.
Correct.
Every week.
Specific, measurable, attainable, and timely goals, smart goals, right? Very specific, 2 weight training days, 1 cycle day per week, right? But you also need to know thyself, right? If you're going from zero, you don't want to go from 0 to 4 days a week. That's likely not going to be realistic.
No, and you're going to feel like you got hit by a truck.
0 to maybe 2 days a week, great. That's definitely more attainable. Try that for the first month. Success, get some wins under your belt, and then move on to maybe adding another day, right? But you got to know yourself. Then as far as a Gymtimidation mindset is changing your perspective. And we talked about that a little bit too. Instead of looking at the gym as this like gigantic place of judgment and intimidation or competition, think of it as a place like everybody is here to improve themselves and get healthier and better and just.
Yeah. I feel like, so even at like Dragon's Lair, there was like these two buff dudes. There was lots of buff dudes there. Let's be honest. But there was like these two dudes, they were doing content and all that. They looked like they must have competed.
For sure.
And it was like, I felt good because I'm obviously not the leanest girl in there, but I'm putting in work. I'm doing the things. And I feel like they kind of noticed me as like a girl that was a hard worker, not somebody that was like, oh, you know, she can do better, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So everybody's there to improve on their health. You just have to remember that. So, and lastly too, finding a space in a gym that you vibe with. That fits your needs, that you feel like, okay, this is a place I'm going to want to frequent, right? Like I get the whole, like, I'm just going to go pay $10 to be at Planet Judgment Free Zone, which is a whole crock of shit, right? But if the machines are always broken, like the hours suck, the place is dirty, like the machines are just crap, or it's too busy when you go or whatever, the likelihood of you going is probably slim to none unless you're pretty dedicated. So if you can find a gym that works within your like vicinity, right? Logistically and your budget and things like that, you're going to be more apt to want to go and spend time there, right? Like her and I, we like to float around because we have like gym ADD, and it's nice for us to bebop around to different gyms, see different people, different machines, you know, and then like even in our town, we have some boutique style gyms that aren't corporate gyms.
Right.
And like the personal trainer in me would prefer that, you know, or not the personal trainer, but the small business owner in me would prefer that like we spend money in our town and support our local businesses.
Yeah.
And so look to the local businesses, the small gyms, boutique gyms, you know, check them out, go in there, feel the vibes, meet the owner, talk to the trainers. Like, what are the people like? Does it seem like people are, you know, kind of like happy there, you know, or are they just kind of like not, you know? So do your research and find a spot that you want to spend time with, because
I love gym hopping.
I do too. It's super
so
fun.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a really great time doing that. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
We covered all the things.
Wow.
So just know, like, this takes time and this takes practice, just like anything else that you're learning that is new and foreign. It's going to take practice, repeat. You got to do your reps of being uncomfortable for something to then feel comfortable. You just have to take step one. Do not worry. What happens is we start stressing about all the things that could potentially go wrong, right? Like the what ifs, like what if this happens? What if I, you know, drop a plate on my foot? What if...
Been there.
Stop that shit. Okay. And just take the next first step. That's all you always have to do. That's how I got my pro card. That's how I ran a business. That's how I have kids. What's the next thing that I need to do the thing that I want to do? You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
I do. Oh, I was like, was that to me? Is that a question?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, in reality, you know, you got to rip the Band-Aid. You can't just be afraid of shit forever. It doesn't work that way. Another thing too that I always do is I'm like, you're not anxious. You're not scared. You're excited.
Oh, you have to shift that energy, right?
You're excited. Yep.
Yeah. You have to shift that energy to, I'm not scared. I'm excited, because they have the same physiological response in your body. Like when you're afraid to do something and you're nervous, you get that like stomach feeling, that anxiety-ish like thing. And it's just like your pits get sweaty. It's the same physical response.
You can literally talk yourself in or out of anxiety.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not saying like all the time, but for gym anxiety, you can shift your focus, change the story. Yeah. You can make the story any story that you want. It doesn't have to be a scary one.
So our hopes is that you enjoy this episode and share it with somebody who you know who has been like, oh, I really want to go to the gym, I'm just intimidated. Or maybe as a buddy of yours that you've been trying to get to the gym, something.
Oh, yeah?
And share that with them, you know? Did you have some questions
I
that
did.
came through?
I'm going to see if I can find them.
So
Hold on.
she had some questions over on the gram.
Okay. Abs. Never thought I could have them. Now I realize that's bullshit. How do you hit them? Actually,
abs. First of all, everybody has abs.
Everybody has abs.
Everybody has abs. And your abs are only going to be visible, like AKA the proverbial 6-pack or 4-pack or any kind of ab.
Barely ever abs.
See your abs is if your body fat is low enough. Okay. You can do all the abs you want all day long, 7 days a week, hundreds and hundreds of reps. But if you are not managing your nutrition in a way that would support you to lose body fat, you're never going to see your abs.
Listen.
That's why as a personal trainer, one of my biggest pet peeves is when a client does not have their nutrition in check and they want to avoid that. And they are like, why don't we do more abs in here? And I'm like, bitch, you need to stop eating. Okay.
Abs are made in the kitchen. But yeah, really, I mean, I don't even barely have abs when I'm on stage. I'm going to also touch on the fact that abs are not going to make you fucking happy. Okay.
You will be an unhappy, miserable ass bitch if you have a 6-pack. Okay. Not everybody, but for the most part. Okay.
Right. Okay.
But the reality of it, but to be honest, we're just being facetious assholes right now.
We are.
But you will not be able to see your ab definition if your body fat is low enough, is not low enough.
How low do you think body fat needs to be for a woman?
For a female,
I'm like,
that depends
on the body.
Genetically speaking, where you carry your body fat, right?
Okay.
But for most women, probably
folks,
around 12 to 15%. Yeah,
that doesn't sound fun.
Yeah. 12 to 15% body fat. And that is an essential level of body fat. That's like an athletic level of body fat for you to see visible abs.
And everybody's different. You know, I have a client right now. She's eating over 2,000 calories and she's got visible abs. I'm like, yeah. Bitch, get out of here with that now.
And everybody's going to be a little bit different. We have some people that are very lower body dominant, right? They carry most of their body fat on their lower half. And then they are leaner up top, right? They lean out real fast up top. And then we have some clients that are midsections are very lean. And then, they just carry body fat in other places. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just depends.
Okay, so this one is trouble with mood, energy, and cannot recover after lifting heavy. Please help.
First thing would be, have you deloaded, right? Like, have you just been training yourself into the ground without a break? The second thing is check your hormones. Yeah. Check your hormones, because if you are experiencing all these things and you're like, yeah, I've deloaded, or I'm not, training super hard right now, it can likely be your hormones. That screams out to me like low testosterone, big time. But also actually, like, how's your sleep? How's your recovery, right? Like, are you doing all the things? Are you eating enough protein? So there's a lot of little things that it could be. So without knowing, like with our clients, when they check in every week, they have like 15 questions that they fill out because we're detectives.
We're so aggressive.
We are, but you need to be, right?
Yeah, I actually got a new client the other day and she's like, I love how in-depth it is.
I added 2 new questions today.
More questions?
I did.
Okay, well, I'll get to that on my next check-in.
Yeah.
My gym's 2 cable machines face each other. So awkward with kickbacks. How to not? I'm wondering, give me a question here. If your cable swings.
Right. There's
instead
usually
of being
like fixated
with your butt going straight at them, maybe you can turn to the side and then kick out to the side. We do that a lot because the one that we have is like really far away. Yeah. One of the ones. And so if I was just to go straight back, I would just probably kick the person behind me, which has been close. Mm-hmm. But I usually just go off to the side a little bit and then I'm not like straight ass in the face that way, you know?
Yeah. I purposely like my ass in everybody's face. Just saying.
I know.
Okay.
I'll leave that to you.
Anyways,
okay?
I'm aggressive with my butt cheeks.
Yes, you are. Okay. Fine. Folks who hog machines to just bullshit.
Oh.
That is when I would go up to them and be like, hi, I was just wondering how many sets you had left.
It's basically the only thing you can do.
It's the only thing. You can't.
Just communicate. Communication is amazing as humans, right? Like, we avoid that so much because we just want people to read our minds or like hopefully they notice we're irritated. But just, hey, I was just wondering, I need to get in some rear delts. How many sets you got left?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We're in a conversation. Usually they don't even fucking realize that you're standing there.
No.
And so don't get pissed off because they're like, they should know, like sometimes people get wrapped up in conversation. Like it's fine. The gym is a social place sometimes.
The same thing happened to me the other day. They were just talking and I was like, I know she probably has like 1 or 2 sets, but I'm going to make this speed up a little bit by telling her that I need this spot, right? Yeah. And so I was just like, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I was just wondering how many more sets you had left.
Yeah, exactly.
That was it.
Just
that was all.
Just make it a point that you are waiting.
I've got one more question. This one is a little bit more towards the nutrition side, but is calorie macro counting necessary to get back into shape postpartum breastfeeding? There was more to the question, but it got chopped off.
No, but you don't necessarily need to macro count is she saying on a meal plan too?
No, she didn't say meal plan.
If you are wanting to drop weight, body fat after you have your baby, just know that that's naturally going to happen, right? I usually tell my postpartum clients, give your body the same amount of time it took to create human life to go back to its semi-normal state, right? Your pre-pregnancy state. And that's close to a year, right? Because technically you're pregnant, I think, for like 10 months. So give yourself the grace of knowing that for 10 months, your hormones are going to be all over the place and you're going to be experiencing an array of symptoms postpartum. Hair loss, night sweats, acne, greasy face, dry vagina, like the list goes on. Wow. Okay. Like all kinds of crazy shit. And then if you're breastfeeding or you're dealing with the C-section recovery, your body just made life. You have to understand that, be empathetic with yourself, understand that the shift in people's attention from you as a pregnant person has now moved to your baby. And then now you are left as like, what do I do with this now, right? This is how I felt. This is what I hear from a lot of my clients, and giving yourself that grace. So be with the baby, enjoy the baby, get back to eating healthy so you can be well-nourished, rested, all the things to take care of said baby and be there for yourself, right? And that's going to be a form of self-care, is eating properly so you can feel better about yourself quicker.
Typically, if you eat healthfully and you keep your portions good, your weight's going to go off anyways.
Yes. And by healthy, we mean single ingredient whole foods.
Stay away from sauces.
80 to 90% of the time, right? So all the basics that we teach throughout this entire podcast and our coaching is what you would want to do, right? And that's not to say like you can't have fun foods or do any of that stuff, but you're just going to have to do more of the whole foods than you do the other things, the DoorDashes and all the convenient food things. Is that it?
I think so.
So we have some fun announcements.
Let's do it.
Okay.
You go.
So we are going to be doing a live Zoom podcast, which I'm actually recording right now, but there's no live Zoomies on with us right now.
Yeah.
But next week, we are going to be doing a live Zoom podcast. Now, what that means is we will be recording. Your pretty little face will be in a Zoom box with us.
Hopefully.
Live in the podcast so we can see you and interact with you, create a little more of a safer space on Zoom where you can ask questions and pop in and do all the things.
So much fun.
Amanda's going to be obviously on that one. We're going to have one with Ish the Beast or Alicia Marie over on Instagram in a couple weeks as well. And we're going to be talking very different things. Next week, we're going to be talking about...
What?
I don't know. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
We are going to be talking about... She's like, I'm scared. Oh my God, you didn't tell me. So we're going to be talking a little bit more about a mini cut that...
You're talking about me.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So let's share the news, boo-boo.
Yeah. If you guys were on my Instagram, Amanda Glitters, you noticed that I posted a little video of me posing at Dragon's Lair, and it's about that time. So I've been in off season, living my life, having a great time, and it's time to peel back some layers.
Yeah. And I'm going to also go through this process with you. And our clients are going to be going through it with us too, because we're launching another round of the Goddess Body Project. And part of this announcement is that we are going to be offering an online component now for the first time. We've offered this many years ago before quarantine, where we did an online component to a transformation program. We're bringing it back. We now have the bandwidth. We're going to execute that now. Space is going to be very, very limited because she's close to cap with her clients, and so is Alicia.
Yeah.
But we are going to open it up for a handful more. And so we're going to talk about the process, what that's going to look like, and what the expectations are. She's going to document her journey for you guys every single week, so you can keep up with her there. I'm going to do it as well. And I'm not getting back on stage, but I do have some sexy things happening in June that I want to be scantily clad for. So I'm,
I think you do just fine right now, but I'm trying what you mean.
Yeah, I'd like to drop 10 pounds by June 22nd. That is my goal. Okay. 10 pounds. Yeah.
I don't know what my coach wants me to do yet.
Yes.
But I'm not going to pick a weight loss goal. We're going to just make sure that we're checking the boxes every week.
We're going to check the boxes every week, follow your macros, and have your little team glitter that's going to be doing it along with you.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so excited.
Super stoked. Great. So if you want to join in the Zoom, I will put a link in the show notes. Hopefully this gets up before then. It may or may not.
Yeah, we're going to be posting that. So it's going to be on Wednesday and it's going to be at 5:30. So
5:30 p.m. PST. Okay.
Come have some water with us. Maybe you have some spicy water. I don't know.
Spicy water.
Because we're obviously not going to be having any drinks. That's for sure.
Yeah. But I honestly do want to show how we incorporate alcohol in a transformation program.
We're going to do that.
Because I am realistic, right? I'm not competing anymore. I have no plans on getting on stage. Yes, I have body goals and I have fat loss goals, but I also want to show people that you can have alcohol. You can go out to a restaurant. You can do these things.
I'll have you know.
You just have to know how, and you have to have the willpower to make the right decisions.
Correct. Yeah. In Vegas, I lost 4 pounds, y'all.
What the heck? I gained, you know what? I gained your 4 pounds.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah,
but
I did.
Great. Love that for me.
I gained your 4 pounds. 3 of them are gone now.
The steps and coco bongoing I was doing.
It must have been. So anyhow, this was really great. If you are not following us over on Instagram yet, please do. Yeah. We love our Instagram friends, Diane Flores _IFBB Pro and
Amanda Glitters. If you also are a fan of the podcast, go give us a 5-star rating.
Oh, yeah. Leave us a note there.
Yeah. Leave us a comment.
It's
probably about time for us to kind of do a little drawing.
It is probably time.
Oh, yeah.
Should we just spontaneously do that right now? Let's see.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. So we're going to pick somebody and they are going to win a little treat.
A little treat.
We
love treats.
Okay.
Oh.
I actually got a really great comment on one of our podcasts today, and the woman said that.
Oh my gosh, this is so good. Okay, I'm gonna read this to y'all. It's gonna be a little long, but if this is you, please hit us up. Hit me up on the DMs on Instagram or email me, Diane@venusfitnessstudio.com. Okay, 5-star review from KMW __8. Resourceful, entertaining, and genuine. I've been listening for about a month. I've binge listened to the show and I always look forward to new episodes. Travel nurse here, so when I'm driving back and forth, it's perfect not to mention for cardio sessions. I really enjoy the different personalities that each person brings to the conversation with Diane, Glitters, and Alicia. I'm new to bodybuilding, was into CrossFit prior, so I know zero about this world. I feel like I've gained so much knowledge and makes me want to move to Modesto so I can hang out at Venus. The conversations are so casual, it's easy to listen to, very genuine, and they all show up as they are, which I love. But also, I love the interactive attention on Instagram. If you post a question, they will answer it and elaborate. Diane always mentions she gains friends, not fans, and I definitely feel that way. It's nice to feel like we're all just on the same level of humanness. I don't know, but I definitely enjoy the show. Keep them coming. Whoever you are, you're an amazing human for taking the time to write all these words and give us love. So much love to you. Give us some hearts on Instagram if you like us. Clearly, you're here watching us. Hopefully, you aren't our enemies. Maybe you're our frenemies. I don't know. Is that a thing?
Okay. It might be. I don't know.
But hit me up in the DMs. I'll have a little fun surprise for you. Miss KMW __8.
Yeah.
And that is a wrap.
Okay. I think we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Boss.
Thank you for listening to Boss Bitch Radio. It would mean the world to me if you could rate and review the podcast. If you could give us a 5-star review on iTunes, drop us a little comment. We will read those, and we offer prizes as a ethical bribe for you to leave us some great mojo and words of affirmation. You know, that is my love language. And also, if you're over on Spotify, you can rate and review it there as well. All of this helps other women, other people, other folks see us, hear us, and learn from all of the amazing boss bitch tools and hacks, and hopefully get some LOLs. And if not, if anything, if you could share this with one person, I'd love you forever. And I know you are just here for my undying love. And last but not least, please, 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 please come find me over on Instagram so we can be buddies. We can be Insta fam over there. I am Diane Flores _IFBB_pro. Come say hi, drop me a DM, let me know what you think of the podcast. I'm always open for new suggestions and feedback as well. And I hope you listen again soon.